that took them months. With the Talent Engagement Manager, that time has shrunk down to minutes and hours due to the process and the flows that we've created here. Number one step in the process is a contract. So utilizing the Talent Engagement Manager, you're able to create customized contracts for your organization. In this case here, we'll take a look at one. So you can either edit or create, and again, they both come to the same screen. In this case, you type in the header information, the subtitle, and now you can cut and paste from an existing contract, format it, or you can, type up a contract. When you type up the contract, you're able to add tags or tokens in wherever is needed, and this allows the system now to grab that information and put this information in those specific positions in the contract when this contract is generated, which saves time and effort and standardizes the flow within your organization. You're able to add a footer, and you're also able to upload a couple of images right and left. Once I've completed all this, I can preview my contract. In this case here, it's a part-time employee contract, and there's a contract. We've formatted just plain formatting, but you're able to add bolding, italics, spacing wherever you're needed. And you notice that in the contract, we've added the tags that will be pre-filled later on. Once I'm happy with my contract, I now can save, and I'll be taken back to the listing of contracts. And again, this is all permissions based, so if you have one person or a couple of people within your organization who manage the contract templates or manage the contracts themselves, they would have the permissions only to access these contracts. Once that's completed, then we're on to step 2, which is the application templates. In the application templates, this provides us the brains behind a lot of the data and analytics that we're going to be collecting. So at this point here, I can create a new application template or edit an existing one. In this case, it's groundskeeper, so I can put the name, we could put a description. And now I can select the department that the application or the position template belongs to. So as recruiters and managers in HR, or even direct managers, they can create these application template names and specifically target them just for their department. At this point, I've got my template. Now I want to create the fields that will be used for collecting a lot of this data analytical information. So in this case here, I create a name. So do you currently attend school? You can put a description. And now I can also select the type of question it is. It is a text, note, selection, check, or multi-select. Put my selection options. I can order the questions how I want them on the application template. They can create a default value, and I can mark it as it is required. You'll notice on the right-hand side we have what's called the Did You Know. The Did You Knows are throughout the application. They provide information based on the specific area you're in, so you can read through, and this is basically the documentation of the application. It's embedded. Once you're done, I've saved. In this case, we're canceling out because it's edit. Now I can see all the customized questions that I've created for this template. I can create one up to unlimited number of questions I want to collect on that specific job posting. Now once that's done, I can also do a couple other actions too. I can select and delete. I can view and order by, and I can do a search on a specific item. So now that I've got my contract complete, my application templates are complete, now I'm on the next stage. I can create my posting. So in here I have 2 postings that are created. I'm going to create a new posting, or I can edit an existing posting. So in this case we'll just edit the groundskeeper posting. There's a name. I can put the description. Again, I could format it how I want it. I can put the department that the position is going to be reporting to. I can put who reports to, And again, that's a field that can be enabled or disabled on the posting. The contact person, the email of the contact person, and again, those can be enabled or disabled, or go to an info or careers email. The phone number, the number of positions you're recruiting for. Now we can get to the application start and end dates. So these are important because these would enable the posting to be up on that day and be removed on the end date. And now I can get into the information of the posting, which is the description. I can put in mandatory availability, primary responsibilities, employment period, and minimum qualifications, and any additional expectations that are required. So you can fill these in. If nothing's left in the box, then that field or that question won't be shown on the site. Once I've created my posting, I can view the application template, and this is what the applicants would see after they click apply to posting. If they already have an account on your system, they're applying for a different position. So let's say you hired somebody previously, if they're seasonal workers, and then you brought them back, if they still have an account on the system, they can put their username in there and would pre-fill all the information for them. But the applicant would fill in the information, and at the bottom you can see the customized questions. In this case, the template is locked because we have applicants already tied to it. So once, for data integrity reasons, once the applicants have, or you have applicants who have applied to a position with a customized template, we basically lock it at that point. If you need to make changes to the template, that can be done. But a new posting would have to be created for it. The reasoning behind that is it allows you to gain the right information based on the right posting and be able to search on the specific fields for that from a data integrity perspective. So once that's complete, you can save your posting, but we'll go back and show you how to select that. So we're just going to click Coach Posting here. In this case here, this posting, I can see that I'm able to select from a template. I can select Apply the Template, and those customized questions that I created are now attached to this posting. Some other things I'm able to do under Actions is I can copy, delete, close, copy, and export. So if you're hiring for a specific position, once it ends, you can re-enable that position if you're looking for more people, or you're able to copy and paste, copy a position over. It would take all the attributes that were selected and copy it. You can go in, rename, readjust the start and end dates, and then it would be reposted. One other thing that you're able to do is now link into your social sites. So Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, and Twitter enable you the access to post out to your social sites, either from a corporate perspective or individual perspective, and share the job postings with potential applicants out there. Okay. So I've done my contracts, done my application templates that really don't change too much, and now my posting. So I can manage my postings at a department level and see what postings are active, inactive, and which ones I got applicants for. Next, what we're going to show is the external posting site. So our external posting site is linked into your existing corporate website. It'll be branded. It can be branded to your colors, logos. In this case, Western's colors are purple, so it's branded to theirs. And also the logo in the top corner can be a corporate logo. Applicants can come in here, view the the available postings, view the requirements around them, and then they can apply to the posting. When they click apply, again, it's that application page where they can fill in all the information. And these are the customized questions that we put in, right? So the greatest strength, leader, greatest weakness, none. And now I can select, do I currently attend school? And I can fill in the other information. And I can, another question there is describe any difficult work situations. You notice that some of them have required, because those ones we flagged as required customized questions, but to just describe your difficult work situation wasn't a required custom question that we created. So you can see that it requires, or not required, is there. So once it's all complete, you can put a cover letter, copy, paste a resume and references, and then you can put the CAPTCHA. The reason why we allow users to cut and paste a resume, cover letter, references is now we can get that data and we can do analytical information on it and utilize that information within the applicant. Once they're done this, they will get a message that their application submitted, and they will also get an email correspondence saying, thanking them for applying to the position, and that they'll be contacted shortly. So now we've gone through the contracts, application templates, the postings, applied to a position. Now we can get into the nitty-gritty of, I'm searching for the applicants. So now that people have applied, the job posting is closed, I can go in here, I can view all the applicants by posting, by status. So what status any of the applicants are in, I can view by posting. So I can see, in this case here, I have one groundskeeper and only to the department that I belong to. And again, everything is based on the permissions that I have. I can do a number of different bulk actions. By selecting that, I can request interview, so it send out a bulk action interview. So if you're interviewing a bulk number of people at a time, you can do that. I can reschedule, cancel, complete the interview process. I can put these people through what's called our request for hire process, which we'll review. And I could approve applicants, export to Excel, and I can export the resumes to Excel, and I can delete them. So I can do a number of different things. I can also see different views, right? So I can view by news created, the last name, status, ascending, descending. But in this case here, what we're going to do is we want to find, for this position, I need somebody that's a leader. So for groundskeeper, I'm going to click, I want greatest strength. I'm going to type in leader. And I also want to make sure that they attend school. So it does a filter search based on the customized answers that come back. So now I'm targeting my process to the applicants who really I want to target to. The other ones, maybe at this point I don't want to correspond with them. So in this case here, we got Penny. She fit the criteria I'm looking for. I selected Penny. Now I'm able to, view Penny's information that she submitted. So she says here she's a good leader, good listener, and very motivated. And I can view her cover letter. Okay, that's great. I can print the cover letter, and I can also view her resume online. So I can search and view her resume here. So I'm happy with Penny's resume and stuff. Now I want to invite Penny to an interview. So I'm going to select an interview time, a date and time for the interview, duration of the interview, and I'm going to select the round it's in. So she's in round 1, or you know what? I'm going to let it auto increment for me. I'm going to customize a message to Penny. And I'm going to save this. And what happens now, it's going to come back with a confirmation that this is the message that's going to be sending to Penny, asking her to come for an interview on August 14th at 12 p.m. And to bring her references. So the email's gone out to Penny. Once Penny comes in, and again, this could be a bulk interview session also. Penny comes in, I'm able to track the interview process. I can mark it if she's a no-show, if she's canceled, rescheduled. I can send her another message, and I can add my interview notes. So Penny's come in. I can put my interview notes in here and save it. After I'm done all my interview process, I can mark it as complete, and now I want to say, you know what, I want to hire Penny for a position. So the first step I want to do is I want to go through the request for hire, and this process here is a step-by-step process that's customizable to your organization. So however you guys or your organization goes through the steps of hiring an employee, we can tailor the solution to that very easy. So in this case, there's a six-step process for this client, or Western, and the first step they do is they click Manage Employment, and they're taken to now the ability to create the contract. So it's generating the information. So the first step you're going to do is you're going to select the position. So it's the groundskeeper. Now, in the job title it pre-fills, but I can update the job title to say groundskeeper morning shift. I can select the contract type because we have two templates there, full-time and part-time. Job code is already pre-filled. Location is pre-filled, and now I can type in who they report to. So Liz Maxwell, and it's a full-time position. Start date, and if there's an end date, you'd fill that in. If not, now I can select the pay options. Again, a lot of these things would come from a template under the positions area. So in Workforce Management, there's a positions tile that allows you to create these positions and standardize the pay rates, the pay types, pay options, and the rates associated with the positions. But in this case here, it came back saying that the rate for this position is $10.25, but because Penny has a lot more experience, we're going to give her $15 an hour. If there's overtime rate and if there's double time rate, you can also put them in. Once all that's complete, basically we save it. At this point, it's generating the contract and taking the information. I can create another contract if I want for Penny. If she has multiple positions that she's going to be getting, I can view details on it, on the position here, and I'm able to download the contracts if I want in PDF, Word, and Excel. But in this case here, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be previewing and saving the contract because I want to offer this contract to Penny. So it's generated the contract here, and as you can see, it's pre-filled where I had the tags in with the corresponding information, with Penny's name, the title, the date, the per hour cost, when the job is going to be starting, and all the other information that was in the contract. Once I'm happy with that, I can close it, and now I'm on to the next step of the request for hire process. Step 2, I can finalize a contract, but you know what? In finalizing the contract, that really goes to somebody else in the organization. So I can ping that person to come and approve the contract. So if you have an HR manager or a hiring manager that needs to be notified that the contract's been generated by the recruitment team, then you can do that. At this point, the contract can be finalized. I can go now to approve the contract, and now I can send the contract off to the applicant. In this case here, I can customize the question, send the contract off to the applicant, and if they accept it, they would sign it back and fax it, email it, or drop it off. At this point here, once it comes back, you're able to select it, upload the contract, and once that's successfully done, in this case here, Western had a 6th step, which is what they call the SANS document, and that's directly for payroll. So it's a customized document that gets pre-filled with all this information. They basically print it and send it off to payroll. In this case now, what we've done is we've go up top and we create the employee. Once the employee create is complete, or sorry, you go into the employee details, I'm able now to create the employee details. So if there's an existing employee, I can click that. It would pre-fill with the existing employee. Or this new employee here, it can auto-create a username for them on Wavelength. I can put in their employee number, their birth date, if they're known as something else, you can put also known as, their SIN number, and their gender. Once that's all complete, I can save the employee details, and now I can create the employee. Once employee is created, a couple of things happen. We create an account for them on Wavelength automatically, which once they're on the once their contract start date has started, they will get an auto email welcoming them to your organization and to access Wavelength for their self-service information. And also, it takes all the information that we've collected in the system and onboarded them, and puts their resume information in their document folder, populates their personal information, and sets up their account. During any of the steps, you can come back to the applicant page and view wherever steps are. I can filter on the different steps. So if you've gone through sending the application out or the contract out, and you're waiting for it to return, you can come back to here and view how many you have to be able to return contracts that are still pending, and once they come back, you can click on that person and upload. So at any given time, you know how many applicants are outstanding for a particular position. So at this point here, I'm going to pass it back over to Rob. I think we have some questions on the webinar.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Ashraf. So we've had some questions coming through during the course of the webinar, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read